Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, for all the newcomers, I am Silentpinkgamer, and we're back here with an official review of Silent Hill F. We officially beat the game on the channel live, and yes, there have been some videos uploaded, especially since there were some bosses that gave me a hard time and I didn't want to just be on live trying to beat this boss. So I did separate videos where I recorded the battle and I uploaded them. So all the footage of me playing the game is on my channel and will be in the playlist if it's not already in the playlist by this video hitting. But hi guys, welcome. As you come in, I can't wait till you guys join the family. We love Silent Hill over here, okay? We're Team Silent Hill and Team Silentpinkgamer. So definitely like, share. We are here in the comments, pink hearts. And let's get into this very honest, straight to the point review, okay? This footage is coming from my Silent Hill F Game Plus. So this is me after already beating the game. So guys, spoiler alert. So if there's ever a chance, guys, that you see things that you didn't experience it's because I've already beaten the game. So please don't get too worried. This when you play the game again, you'll get the new stuff. This is just me replaying the game. I just wanted something in the background that y'all can see and go off of what I'm talking about, okay? Sorry about that, guys. This reminded me to drink water. But yes, so enjoy. Go check out that playlist, guys. Come in. And if you don't want to be spoiled, because I'm going to spoil a lot of things about this game because this is my honest review. You know what I mean? So save this video. Go watch it, go play it, and then come back and I'll give you my opinion, okay? And this is, once again, I can't stress enough, this is my opinion, especially being a big, huge fan of Silent Hill. Silent Hill is very special to me, it's special to my heart. So I'm not only excited about the game, I was worried also. I just wanted to make sure that it was not only good and great as far as story and creatures and things like that. I just wanted them to be as loyal as to Silent Hill as they could from a fan's perspective, obviously. But let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. So first things first, I definitely want to say is when I go into a game, I don't ever want to start comparing it because it's the beginning of the game, right? Every Silent Hill, if you ever played a Silent Hill game, they all kind of started off differently. The biggest thing is atmosphere. It's the tone, right? The biggest thing with Silent Hill that was always been amazing to me is the tone of the game, the atmosphere, the music, the characters, the creatures, and everything in between. You know, especially since you can say this is like your first official brand new, nope. It is the very first official brand new Silent Hill game, not a DLC or demo like short message. This is an actual complete game. Brand new revival of the title. We don't want to count a session, yon. We're not going to count that one because that one was pitiful. I don't even want to bring it up no more. We're just not going to do it, okay? But as I came into it, the game was absolutely beautiful. There was a sound anomaly on my part, not the game's part, so don't blame the game for it if you see my footage in the first episode. There was a setting in the PlayStation 5. But other than that, the sound was beautiful. It was quiet, extremely quiet, but obviously, you know, I took it in as, okay, this is probably the way they want it to be, and also, too, this is rural Japan, so keep in mind, guys, this is not 2025 Japan. This is rural Japan, so it's very earthy, it's very quiet, it's very scenic, it's very warm, homey feeling, and I love that. Okay, it's beautiful, you know. It's very beautiful, and I'm gonna state this too from the very jump. I will never have an issue with a game that's predominantly Japanese or Japanese characters, because we also aware that most Silent Hill games were very Americanized. Now this is going back to the roots, as Konami said. They wanted to do something different than what we know, and I think they did a phenomenal. They did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Konami with that one. It was beautiful. Okay, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I don't know how long this video is gonna be, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to get to the point and nothing but the point. So straight from as far as let's go into I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to divide it because like I said I don't like scripts because I never stick to the script to begin with, so I'm just kind of go off memory, like just fresh off my mind, right? So let's go ahead and start with the fog because let's be real, Silent Hill had a type of tone, a type of energy where it's very, what would you say? I would just say mysterious. It makes you feel really cautious, dreaded. Like it's a lot of dread in the atmosphere and tone. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. With F, it was very light. You don't get a lot of dread. Yes, there's a lot of confusion on why there's nobody here, but for the most part, you don't feel dread. You almost feel like you're at peace. At least that's what I got from it, right? So it was different. It was extremely different, and I didn't know how to feel about it. Even when we started getting into fighting the creatures, like they called the fog monster, right? I'm not gonna lie, that was a weird one for me. I didn't like that. I didn't understand why that happened, even though now I know why it happened. When I first seen it, I was kind of like confused, even though it could just been called the fog, right? Just the fog or something. But I know now, guys, why. But it was different, okay. But outside of that, the fog throughout the whole game was beautiful. It was not thick, but it was not thin either. It was just the amount of enough fog, and it still brought that eeriness. Now, if I were to put it close to something, like if I were to compare it to a Silent Hill game, if it's similar, not even remotely similar, but just enough, Silent Hill 3 will be the closest one that I get that comes to mind. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's completely sorry guys. It's completely sorry about that. I had to get myself together because that was bothering me. So yeah, so basically it's similar to it's Silent Hill 3, but not completely. I liked it the fact that it had a female character as your predominant antagonist protagonist type of character. Silent Hill was very good at doing a character where you're conflicted. Are they good or are they bad or are they just human? And the way I can put it is they're just human. It's like the choices that you make in a tough situation that no matter the outcome of which way you chose, it's gonna look bad in somebody's eyes, right? Now, and the reason why I put that out there too is simply because in the trailer, remember, they kept specifying about betrayal and friendships don't last forever. It's a hard truth that we all have to learn. And sadly to say, I had to learn it too. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to keep my friends close and always wanted to have the people I grow up be with me until my adult years. But as much as they say I betrayed them, I say the same thing possibly. So it's a great, great story, and it's so simple, but it's so deep because I feel like a lot of us can relate that, to that, to that truth, right? So that is the basis of the game. It's about friendship. It's about family. It's about betrayal. At least that's what I got. Like, I could still be wrong because I'm playing it through it. Like, for me to get a full understanding of what I think is going on, I have to go through it multiple times. Like, I feel confident in the story, what I know about Silent Hill 2 and 3, and 1 and 4 and 5 and 6. Yes, I have a lot of the Silent Hill games. I'm very much confident in this one. I'm about 60, 70%. I think I believe I'm right. Like even what the F stands for, right? I was thinking friends, but then it could be faith. Shout out to Surgery of the Lost. Because we were brainstorming about that, right? Faith, it could be face because as you go out this game, a lot of the female characters' faces are blurred out. Not all of them, but her sister. Um, the paintings when you go to the other world, it's very women's faces are painted out. The creatures have holes in their faces, like it could be faceless. You know what I mean? So the F stands for many things, but that's just what we came up with, right? Right. So in the beginning, it didn't really feel like Silent Hill. I love the journal entries. I love how much information they give. And yes, for others, it might seem like it's heavy handed on reading. But once again, Silent Hill is known for a lot of diary notes, papers, things like that to give some background story to help you along in what's going on. It's important. And yes, in this day and age, it's hard for games like this to be successful, but they did it so well to keep people interested, right? Because sometimes by the time you're fighting creatures, you want to break. You're like, can we just read a note for a second so I can take a moment to breathe? So it's beautiful, okay? So when we first encountered our first creature, right, or first anomaly was technically the fall creature, right? That was kind of like, I call it like a mid transition. If you guys remember, you remember in Silent Hill where they had the present world, like the in between, and then the overworld, right? The overworld is where all the things are red and muted and bloody and gross. And then you have the mid world where it's kind of like that mid transition. And then you have the present world where everything is basically normal, right? So when you get into the fog, when you first encounter the fog monster and things like that, so what can I say about it? It was cool with the flowers. The red spider lilies. They were beautiful, okay? Beautiful flower. One thing I could definitely say, this Silent Hill is probably the most beautiful artistic, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I'm sorry, Silent Hill got a facelift. They put some makeup on that girl, okay? They put some makeup on her. She is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Not just with the atmosphere, it's the artwork. Traditional Japanese artwork in the journal. Even seeing the creatures. Oh my gosh, everything is beautiful. The flowers, oh my gosh, everything was artistically done to perfection, in my opinion. Okay? So when you first encounter that and then you start encountering the monsters and things like that, it was beautiful. Did it feel like Silent Hill at the moment? Not exactly. A lot of times it felt like a totally different game, and when you guys go back and watch those videos, I say that probably often. I don't remember. Those are hours, many hours back. But I'm pretty sure I say it don't quite feel like it. It was so, to me, in the beginning, it felt so far off from a Silent Hill game that it bothered me a little bit because I was like, well, outside of it being really cool and beautiful, it feels like they just kind of slapped the Silent Hill title name on it and said, well, it's a Silent Hill game. We're done. So I was like, I hope the story, is there. You know what I mean? Regardless of the cool monsters. And I'll put the name of the monsters as we see them with this gameplay and things like that. Obviously, all of them won't be in this little clip of me playing plus, but I will put them on the screen. Now, I'm pretty sure they all have names. They didn't show it in the journal, but I made up names for them. They're I used to call one Chicken Feet, but her name is Paw Patrol now because I realized her feet were actually paws, fox paws, like that. Yeah. So I'm just gonna call them Paw Patrol and just put their pictures on there and stuff like that. So it's cute. But anyway, yeah. So the creatures are really cool. Midway, fantastical, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. The interaction between her, Shu, Sakuko, Rinko was kind of weird to me in the beginning. I didn't quite understand their connection. To me, they didn't really feel like friends. Hinako was kind of in the background, where Sukuko and Rinko had some type of connection. She was just in the background. I was like, are they friends? Like, is it purposely supposed to be like this, or or is it just weird? So interactions between humans and humans was just strange. Okay. Now, how we got to the other world was her falling asleep or falling unconscious. Um, for me, that was different. They do explain it, why she did, and it makes sense. So when I say spoiler, guys, spoiler. She fell unconscious due to the red pill she's taking. Yes, guys, there's reason why she falls unconscious. It's because of the red pills. There's more to these pills than just the fact that they heal your health and they come in handy in a tight pinch. Yeah. The pills are not good, baby. No, 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 no. And how many should be popping them back? Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, she fell unconscious for that reason, but also too, obviously under a lot of stress, and she probably just super, super duper exhausted. But the really, so when we get there, right, the other world, once again, the overworld is beautiful. It's not your traditional bloody rust, mutilated creatures in the background, um, like disgusting fest of I need to go see a doctor after I play this game, right? So it's beautiful. It's a traditional Japanese atmosphere, and it's so beautiful. Aside of the creature, the first one you fight is I'll put his name on there. He has a hole in his face, hole in his chest. He has a chain on his neck. He's rocking it pretty hard. Right now we're gonna call him Holy because I don't think I ever came up with a name for him. I really don't think I did, but we're gonna call him Holy for now. He was cool. He was hard. He kicked my butt a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. But he was cool. Um, um, he was cool. There's not much to say about him though. He kicked my butt. You know what I mean? If I had any complaints about the overworld is in the beginning, like I said, and I'm gonna probably repeat it, is it didn't feel like Silent Hill. I expected more rust, more melting away, more metal versus beauty, I guess. But I also had to keep reminding myself this is traditional Japan. This is not gonna be your classic Silent Hill. So let's, guys, understand that you have to strip away everything that you know from what we have from Silent Hill and come in with a brand new face and realize this is the new, possibly new face of Silent Hill. Possibly because, side note for a moment, Konami said they're going to keep experimenting of what they're going to do with this game. They said not necessarily this game is going to be another game is going to be like this game. It's not going to be necessarily like that. So don't get used to this. It might become something completely different by the next Silent Hill title. So I like how they're trying to figure out what works. But also too, Konami, can I talk to you for a moment? Can I talk to you for a moment? Don't ever put in loading, and don't ever put in stamina drainage and loading in this, because that's what kicked my butt to most. Because sometimes, also too, not just that, it's the fact that she has to go through completely and finish out whatever she's doing before she can do something else. That was the most triggering thing ever. And it was not because I kept getting my butt kicked and I didn't use the little glowy eyes to see their counter attack. It's not just that, because that was on me. I can 100%. I block with my face. That's how I play, okay? So there's no shame in my game, guys. But that loading stuff is bullcrap. I'm sorry. When they had it in Silent Hill 4, it was bullcrap. I didn't like it. I despised it. It irritated my soul. It was annoying, especially when it came to bosses, when you're trying to go in for attack, but then you know you gotta dodge right at that second, and you hit circle, but you can't because she's not done attacking. Oh my gosh, that frustrated my soul. Don't do it again. Stop doing it. I like where I can swing freely even if I'm still getting hit. Let me swing freely. And if you're gonna do it to where dodge costs stamina, don't make everything cost stamina. Like running, obviously the basic run it doesn't cost stamina, but swinging costs stamina. Dodging costs stamina. It's like, stop it. You know. So that was the biggest thing. I love the puzzles. The puzzles were really cool. If I had to pick a favorite puzzle, even though it frustrated me, I liked it. The labyrinth puzzles with Rinko and Sakuko's, they frustrated me a lot because of the monsters until I figured out the blue lamp situation. But I liked it that. I liked how there was thought into these puzzles. There were not just easy 1, 2, 3 number puzzles. It was like, hey, you gotta work for this. And I loved it, okay? But the overworld, if I could say anything, just make it a little bit more scary. A horror game to me, there's some points in Silent Hill that really genuinely terrified me. Like Silent Hill 3, since that was like the official first Silent Hill game that I played and beat took on full completion, and proud of myself for doing it, it terrified me. Seeing the creatures not knowing what they really were, them making weird noises. Like, I still remember the noise. Do you remember? I'll put the picture on the screen. Do you remember the fly that spins and it has the blades? And he crawls on the ground sometimes? Yeah. The noise it made bothered me. Even the fairy tale creature, it sound like a cat hissing. It sound like a cat hissing. That sound I cannot get out of my head. It terrified me. There's certain sounds, ambience, noises that freaks people out. And they didn't really do that a lot in here. The creatures were cool. They were beautiful. Even the last boss. Oh, she was beautiful. Oh, I would die for an art book of Silent Hill F. I would want one. Can I get one, Konami, please? I need one. It's so beautiful to where it made me want to practice painting, more painting, because we'll get into that in another video because they're not ready yet, but I've been trying to do a giveaway, but it's going to be my artwork inspired by the games that I love. But like I said, that's later on. But that made me want to get back and really practice because it's so beautiful. So yes, the monsters, top tier. I feel like they were really cool, great personality. I love how Paw Patrol looked like a doll. When I first seen it, it reminded me of the effigy. I also compared this to Fatal Frame because at moments of it, really did feel like Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is another one of my top favorite horror games. It was absolutely beautiful. So it felt like that. It's not because it was a predominantly Asian character. It has nothing to do with that. But it's because the atmosphere. It didn't feel like Silent Hill. Silent Hill had this very grotesque, dark energy about it. And I get it, yes. Once again, repeating, it's in rural Japan. But it still can have that undertone of Silent Hill if you get my drift and you know what I mean by that. It was very artistically what horror would be in this time era if it, happened like this. But if it was Silent Hill, nah. But when it started feeling like Silent Hill, when I when I had an epiphany, was when and how when we got to the other world, right, and we were doing the puzzles with Sakuko and Rinko.
Say something.
How we took out Sakuko.
Nothing you want to say?
Not the first boss Sakuko or the Sakuko like enemy. It was when we actually how we took her out with her worst fear. I cried heavily. I cried so hard. So hard.
It's not like you to just let stuff happen though.
That was
But
so Silent Hill, because if you remember all the stories in Silent Hill, they were not for the faint heart. They're not, and that's actually the reason why most people don't play Silent Hill, is because it's too dark. Is they talk about real things and real stories and real things that happen, and talk about a lot of mental health and illness and cults and stuff like that. So it's a dark game, and it's what I consider actual good horror. Really good horror. Things that's supposed to terrify you with a great story. You know, you get attached to these characters. I'm not gonna lie, at the end, I thought I would be attached to Hinako. Don't get me wrong, her story is sad and I understand it to the best of my ability. But the characters I got attached to was Shu and Sakako. Because I had an ex-friend, go check out my videos, guys. I say a lot more about it then. That reminded me of her, that I loved her to death. And her personality and the way they described her in these journals reminded me of her, regardless of what she did to Hinako. That's yet to be really to be seen, and things like that, of actually what she's done to her. But that touched me a lot. That one was hard, and that's when I kind of woke up and I was like, yeah. This is Silent Hill. Though we didn't get a flashlight, this is very, very, very Silent Hill. This is, I can look past the fog monster. I can look past the stamina to a point. Don't bring it back ever. But the story, the emotions behind it, selling the betrayal, selling everything in between. This brings out my triphobia. I have really serious triphobia, guys, so I'm gonna look up. Even playing this game, I have to look away slightly because it bothers me. It was very, very good. It was sad. It was heart-throbbing. They did phenomenal. I could play this game over and over again, and I'm literally on my second run. I'm already at the Sakako battle. Like, I'm addicted to this game. It's so good. Look how beautiful it is. I loved every inch of it. It left a little bit at the end. Go check out that as well, where they kind of talk about how this girl kind of went crazy. Kind of give you that, like, that Fatal Frame 2 vibe, where she kind of went crazy and killed everybody and stuff like that. That's kind of what they were hinting at. Of course, guys, let me know in the comments if you think something differently. But that's kind of what they're handed to. Like, Hinako kind of went nuts and she took everybody out. And I was like, that's interesting, but we gotta go. You gotta play multiple stories and kind of figure out what's going on with Hinako. We know that her father is abusive. We know that her mother has no back spine. You know, she's weak in Hanako's eyes. You know, Hinako's eyes. So it's a great story about betrayal of friendship. And yes, it is Silent Hill. It's not your normal Silent Hill, but this is Silent Hill. And this is actually what a lot of people were afraid of. They felt like it went too far left. I don't think it did. At first, I genuinely felt that it did. But going with the text and the pre-warning and the error and how they still had the undertones, even though maybe it didn't start off that way, it is a Silent Hill game title. It really, really is. It really, really is. It's so beautiful. Now, this part, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it reminded me a little bit too much of an anime. When she had the wolf arm, the fox arm, and the mask. Now, it was how it got done. Definitely Silent Hill. Don't chuck the fox mask. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. Definitely Silent Hill. But when I got this arm, I felt all powerful. Yeah, I died a few times. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I died a lot. But I felt like an anime character. I felt so powerful. I was like, I could take their souls? This is cool. And I heard a lot of people pairing it to Dark Souls, I guess. I never played that game, so you guys gotta let me know with that one. but it was beautiful. I the faith thing where you had to donate to get faith to get certain slots and certain upgrades to health. I didn't mind that too much. That's like a new game mechanic that obviously yes the older Silent Hill games didn't have, but I didn't mind it. I wouldn't mind if they did it again. Um, but this felt like an anime character. And it was not because let me say it again. It was not because it was in Japan. It was just because let's be real, if you're in a horror game, a survival horror game, you're not gonna get these cool abilities. You're not gonna get these superpowers. And when you got them, you're kind of like, I'm invincible at this point, even though you're not. It's just, did I feel like they went a little left? Just a little bit. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong. I love this part. It was fun, but it took me out of the horror. It took me out of the fear of it. I know they're still experimenting with it. And I know they're probably looking back and saying, okay, I could change some things, but either you're going to stay with survival horror or fantasy horror. And I felt like it got kind of close to the fantasy horror with the abilities. Agree to disagree, of course. But as far as that, I like how it was open world, but not really. You still had a path to go, but you could still kind of explore out. And that's what I'm very good at and very big on is going out. It's very like I like to explore. I like to find things. Bring back the flashlight. Make a part 2 of this because I want to know what's going on with Hinako. But it was beautiful. I liked it. The food looked delicious. The food looked delicious. Give me the recipes. It was really cool. I had such a positive experience. And honestly, yeah, it is a Silent Hill game. It really is. I was scared. I was nervous because Silent Hill 3 is my absolute favorite to this day. I didn't mind Downpour. Homecoming I could do without Homecoming. Even though like there's a creature in here that reminded me of Asphyxia. I'll put them both on the screen and you will see why it reminded me of her. My daughter, she was like, what kind of grapes are those? She's so cute because I was trying to debate it before I uploaded it to YouTube, and she was like, what kind of grapes are those, mommy? And I was like, belly grapes, I don't know. It was cute. It was really cute. But I love the creatures. The creatures were really cool. You could tell they did their time. They took their time. I felt like they did study the games and figure out which elements they wanted to bring new into it, but also maybe not necessarily copy. I wouldn't say copy, but bring some elements back from the other games. I like how we're kind of bringing away from the not necessarily mother, daughter, child kind of thing, but we're bringing into like a certain topic like friendship, betrayal. Even though we still wrap around family and friends and things like people that we're close to, but it's still different if you get my drift. It's really cool. I love the dolls. I like a lot how a lot of the creatures are based around dolls or the idea of getting married. Like the last creature is a traditional Japanese wedding dress, if you guys didn't catch that. And I thought that was beautiful because to me it felt like Hinako was having this battle of being a traditional Japanese woman, right? Where she gets married to a man and she's in her journal where she's really have the issue with being with a guy that's going to possibly do what her father did. And let's be real, her father is not really setting a good example, right? So she has this feeling and idea that why would I want to be like my mom, right? Especially her being a tomboy, she needs someone that's going to stand with her and beside her and not mistreat her, and like her father did. So I feel like there's a lot of undertones of that as well, where she's debating and conflicting within herself if she wants to be a traditional wife like her sister too, or if she wants to do her own thing. Some feel like it was too Americanized or modernized. That's the word. It was too modernized because they a lot of people do also felt like in a traditional Japanese setting, a traditional woman wouldn't feel this way, but I felt like it was on point because if they like, that's the whole point of them kind of saying that she was a tomboy, she was a rebel, she kind of did what she had, she did what she wanted to do, kind of thing. Even though, let's be honest, guys, we didn't really see that rebel side of her. To me, she was just kind of out of it. To me, she felt extremely out of it, like kind of meek into herself. I didn't really see the athletic woman that they described her to be. Like, if she's an athletic woman, she will have more stamina, right? If she was an athlete, she should be able to do a little bit more than what she can. And maybe it's showing in other ways, so maybe that's why her bar is that long. But it still feels like she gets tired very fast. So as far as a tomboy sense, it wasn't really hitting, and I get why they did it, but it still didn't really sell very well. But I bought it to a point, I guess. I was like, okay, at least that's what they said is going on. So okay, cool. I'm not gonna question. I'm just gonna go with it, right? But outside of all of that, guys, it was a beautiful game. It was such a beautiful game, and I can't wait for another one. Of course, guys, in the comments, let me know what you think. This was my honest review of it. I didn't go into every little bits in detail. If you want me to do that, guys, you know what to do. Let me know. Communicate with me. I promise I don't bite. Not completely. But regardless of that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review. I'm going to be talking about this game for a while, especially when something new comes up, especially when I find something new. It's going to be the topic for a little while, but I will be giving you guys new and more content. No worries, okay? But regardless of that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Welcome to all the new subscribers to my channel. Once again, for everyone new coming in, hi, I'm Silentpinkgamer. And check out my Silent Hill F live streams and videos. And let me know what you guys honestly think of the game. And do you feel like it is a Silent Hill title? Bye bye for now. Bye.